All right, what's going on, everyone? Chris of Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2022 Bowman Draft 5 Light Hobby Box break number 17. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. A bit about us. We've been around for over 7 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading. We ship as quickly as the little hands will move. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. eBay continues to run their sweepstakes. No purchase necessary there. Go to any of our eBay listings. Look in the description. There's a link. Follow it. Do what it says, and some free cards could show up at your door. And finally, our website, chefsportscards.com, our little speck of the World Wide Web. We got one last Series 2 breakup over there. $17.99 a spot, random team, 4-box, giving the Dodgers away. We're trying to get that one filled. And then we're going to start up with Series 2, or Topps Chrome for next week. For those of you who do frequent the website, I was talking earlier, or been talking about a little bit, the free break that's coming up. We're looking to add doing the random on July 30th and the break on August 7th. They're both Wednesdays. So to be qualified to be in the random, all you have to do is have bought a spot on our website. Anybody who's bought a spot, we have your email. We'll put it in the random. We'll random it and find out who's going to be in the break. So go check out the chefsportscards.com. What's up, Robert? All right, teams. D-backs, Jason H. Braves, David S. Orioles, Josh B. Red Sox, Heather W. White Sox, Kurt L. Reds, Joseph S. Guardians, Andrew R. Rockies, John C. Tigers, Tim T. Royals, Rich D. Astros, Edward K. Angels, Jason H. Dodgers, Rich D. Brewers, John T. Twins, Gabriel S. Marlins, Charles W. Mets, Edward K. Yankees, Charles W. A's, Jason H. Phillies, Josh B. Pirates, Jason H. Cardinals, Charles W. Padres and Giants, Robert H. Mariners, Josh B. Rays, Rangers, Blue Jays, Charles W. And Nationals, Ryan M. All right, let's open some cards. Good luck, everybody. Da-da. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Yowzer. Run right into the microphone. Nice. Nice. All right, let's do it. Good luck, everybody. All right. Munoz, Elliott, Morabel, Walker, and Thomas Harrington for the Pirates. First Bowman numbered 94 of 250 for Jason. Austin Hendricks, a refractor. 8 million different ways with these cards. And Alan Cerda on the Ray Wave. Put the refractors and the Ray Waves together for now. There's like no rhyme or reason to these packs. Brooks Lee, first paper. All right. Martinez, Mercedes, Mead, Gavin Cross, Nazier Mule, first refractor. Excuse me. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. This guy. Jackson Holiday first paper. Hayden Wallace, Williams, Valera. Cesar Prato on the Aqua. And Joanski Noel refractor. Pirana, Acuna, Mayo, De La Cruz, Class. And Chase DeLauder first. Ray Wave, nice one there. Okay, there's just like no rhyme or reason how they put these together. Jet Williams, there's Chase DeLauder paper, Elijah Green paper. All right, Harry Ford, Gavin Cross first, Blake Burkhalter, and Blackjack for Seattle. Jack Brannigan first refractor. All right, Hassel. Hernandez, Mounts, Gilbert, De Jesus, Drew Baker refractor. Noah Schultz first Ray Wave. Hey. Timmer Johnson paper. All right. Edson Paulino, Jimmy Crooks, Vaquero, Elijah Green, Draft Night, Bergola refractor. All right. Sonny DeChara, Acuna, Lesko, Luciano, Ortega refractor. Ray Wave of Roderick Arias. Kumar Rocker first. Cabrera, Jordan. Hey, look at that. Black and white. Ray Wave Auto Josh Kasevich first for Toronto. Charles, nice. Old Josh Kasevich. There you are, my friend. Nice one. Bryce, what's up, buddy? Dylan Beaver's first refractor. Rafael Nor, Alvarez, Harris, Midroth. Bryce, how's Emmett doing? Chromes of Crawford, Campbell, Wynn, Blackjack for the White Sox. Michael Knorr, first refractor. Rain Duncan, black and white. Yeah. Cuvée, Muncie, Keegan, Allen, Lawler refractor. Oh, that's good, man. So, are they happy with his progress so far? They feel he's going in the right direction at the right speed and stuff? Yeah. It's so weird you say that. When I was 16, I almost died. I had an infection in all the lymph nodes in the one side of my neck. It was the craziest thing. And Yasser Mercedes refractor. And I had mono at the time, but they never attributed it to the mono. In fact, they didn't really have a reasoning as to why. Wow. There's a Shaylin Polanco with a massive print line running right through it. I mean, that thing is huge. Um, I was in the hospital for like 2 months and like literally on my deathbed. It was bad. But ultimately, when they finally were able to do surgery, they had to leave all these drains in my head and stuff. It was crazy. So I kind of know what you mean by the whole draining thing. More memory deficit than average. Hmm. Baker, Bergola, Manzardo refractor. It's crazy how that stuff happens. All right. Jackson Job, Brenner Cox, Speed Hansen, Bennett, Jordan Walker refractor. Chandler Simpson, first Bowman Raywave. Yeah, you're gonna come over and sort with me, brother. Believe me, I can use it, especially once my kid goes back to Tennessee. He's been helping me a lot, but he's going back next week because he's got to move into his house. And then they're coming back for a few weeks, and then he's headed back for good, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Everson Artega, 324 of 499 for the Giants. For Robert. Yeah, I'll bet, man. It's been brutally hot here. Brutal. Past week or so. Oh, it's horrid. Brady House refractor. It's like one of those things where you get outside and you're like, it's not too bad. You take about 5 steps and you're like, oh my god, like what? Let's go back in the air conditioning. What do they have now? Okay, here we go. Jeez, they must have had like 6 shoots putting these together. I don't know why they're in every different direction. Yes. All right, Woban Show, Kasevich, Murphy, Baez on the Aqua, Paulino Refractor, Biddison first, Ray Wave for the Dodgers. Doo-doo. They were the game the Dodgers game on Tuesday. The first game they played. They were interviewing some of the Dodgers after the game. I forget who it was who said it. And they're like, I know we're from California. They're like, this is the hottest game I ever played in my life. the game on Tuesday in Philadelphia. He's like, this is the hottest game I think I've ever played in my life. Like, it's Philadelphia, man. Reckley, Pintar, Kumar Rocker on the mood ring for Texas. Vaquero, Refractor. De La Cruz. Texas is Charles. Yeah, 87 would be brilliant right now, to be honest with you. See, that's a weird thing for around here. Like, usually when we get weather this hot, then comes like a massive storm. You know, it's almost like guaranteed, but we've been waiting days and days for that storm. This Christian Vaquero is got a huge mark in the back of it. I'm just pointing it out for Ryan on the refractor. There's like it's like someone dragged a pencil across it or something. Just FYI. Um, but we just haven't had this. So that's why, because it's been days now, the storm that's coming is probably going to like kill half of us. Lipscomb, Rodriguez, Hernandez, Washington Blackjack, Ivan Melendez, first refractor, and Peyton Pallette, first Ray Wave. See, we don't see that's the thing. We don't usually have storms around here like you guys do in the Midwest. I lived out there. The storms out there are just unreal. Like now this year we've had a few. We had one last year that reminded me of my days out there in Naperville, Illinois. I always tell people, especially from the East Coast, I'm like, you've never heard a thunderstorm until you've been to the Midwest. Like, it's like bombs are going off around you out there. Like, we never have anything like this. But one night about a year ago, I think I told this story before, but I ordered dinner for my wife and I. It was on a Saturday night because we had breaks that night. Melton, Acosta. Hey, look at that. Wow. Victor Scott the second. 2 boxes, 2 autos on the Ray Wave auto for the Cardinals. Who's got them? Charles. Charles is cleaning up. Very nice. Very nice hit, my friend. You can get a cheer on that one. And we ordered food for dinner. And I looked outside and it reminded me of when I lived in Illinois. Like the sky was just black. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going. My wife was like, literally like, you pussy, get out there. I was like, no, you don't understand. I've seen skies like this before. Jonathan Class refractor. I said, this is like the storms we used to have out in Illinois. And so wait about 5 minutes. And like 5 minutes later, we had like hail. And I mean, it was like, it was brutal for about 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, we can go now. But she just looked at me like, you're such a wuss. Yeah, I know what's coming. Kitty Cappy. Who do we got? Little. All right, so Jacob Miller, Jackson Churio, Roderick Arias for the Yanks. 49 of 75. For Charles, again, wow, Charles, man, you're like dead on to the teams tonight. Brooks Lee, Caden Wallace, a refractor first. And Verdugo, a ray wave. Yeah, we get tornado warnings around here sometime. We get the occasional tornado, but that day was particular. Like, wow, like the sky's about to open up. And the thing is, like, people around here don't know, so like they don't realize how bad it's going to be in a matter of minutes. Because this is not something they normally see around here. Man, the first few lightning storms I was in when I lived out in Illinois, oh my God, I was scared. I was like, what is going on? This is not normal thunder and lightning. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, this isn't normal, man. This isn't the way it is back east. They're like, oh, no, it's normal for here. I'm like, oh. Rafael, Colas, Phillips, Zach Nito, Mendez refractor. I know, man. Shelley Duvall passed away. 75 years old. Her father's still alive. He isn't. It's funny, too, because, it's really weird? I just looked him up, Robert Duvall, because I don't know if you guys remember movies from the 90s called The Paper that Michael Keaton was in, and he was in, and Glenn Close and whatever. And I saw it's on Netflix. Like, it came up in my Netflix thing. It's an old Ron Howard movie from like 92 or something like that. And I loved that movie when it came out. So I watched it. I hadn't watched it in years. And Robert Duvall's in it. And I was like, is Robert Duvall alive? I do that all the time when I'm watching shows. I'm like, wait, is that dude still alive? We got, what do we got here? This way. These cards are crazy in every direction. Come on. Blaze Jordan to $4.99, 332 of $4.99 for Boston for Heather. So this was just literally like 2 days ago. So I was like, I couldn't. So I looked him up, and he's like 94 years old. And then today, Shelly, his daughter died. Like, oh, I put the kibosh on her, I guess, some kind of hex on the family or something. I do that all the time. It's like my number one question of people when they're older. Is he still alive? I never know. Elijah Green first. Jason Churio refractor. Because usually and every once in a while I go and check and they're not. And I was like, oh man, he died. Like, yeah, like 5 years ago. I'm just, mourning him now. Because I had no idea it died 5 years ago. I'm not always up on the times, James Woods, Landon Sims, Zoback, Pirates, Mason Barnett, first refractor. Colton Cowser, Array Wave. What was Shelley Duvall's most famous role was what, Popeye? Trying to think what else. I mean, I know she was in other stuff. It's just Popeye for some reason is the one role I remember her from, which was a really strange movie if you go back and watch it now. Like, I want to know what room they were like, oh, you know what we need to make? Popeye, the live action film. Kasevich, refractor first. With, what's his name? Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall. It was a big hit, I know it was, but it doesn't really hold up that great if you watch it now. You never saw Popeye? Really? Oh, The Shining. That's right. God, how could I forget The Shining? Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a faux pas on me to forget that she was in The Shining. Yeah, I should be put in like movie jail for that one. On here, okay. You never saw Popeye? Oh man, it was it was interesting. I mean, it was great when I was a kid. It just doesn't really. Jacob Melton, first refractor. Just doesn't. Drew Gilbert, Ray Wave first for Houston. Doesn't really, relate to today so great. I liked it too years ago. I'm just saying, like now, it's not. Go back and watch it now and see what you think about it. It's like watching The Love Boat now. I loved The Love Boat when I was a kid. Go watch it now. It's the most boring hour of television ever made. I don't know how they even got away with putting it on back then. Like, go watch Nick at Night and all the shows you watched when you were a kid and see how many you can still stand watching today. Most of them you can't. And The Love Boat was one of the worst ever. It was like one big long commercial for every other show and movie there was. Churio, Cox, Kasevich, DeLauder, Invicta, Savino, Refractor, First. The Love Boat. Something exciting for everyone. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, again, I loved Popeye when I was a kid. It just, you know, it might not be quite what you remember it was as an adult. Yeah, Love Boat was bad. Love Boat was like the worst. I couldn't believe it when I watched it one night. I saw it on like Nick at Night or one of those. There's a nice Elijah Green Aqua for Washington. Hendricks, a refractor. Jet Williams first, a Ray Wave. So I saw it one night. This is a couple years ago on Nick at Night or whatever. I was like, all right, I used to look like I used to go out of my way to stay up on a Friday night past my bedtime to be able to watch The Love Boat. And now it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I wasted the time to watch this. They had her shoes from Popeye. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of like crazy the pieces, memorabilia pieces from that movie. Cole Young, Brannigan, Detroit, Pete Hansen refractor first. The Shining, ugh, which is oddly enough Stephen King's most hated film. Like the film he dislikes the most that was ever made out of his books, which I don't really know why. I heard the explanation one time, but like he's literally talked about how his dislike of The Shining, which is so weird because it's probably like the most liked one of his movies, of his books. I don't know how many of you are readers out there, or how many of you have read Stephen King. Stephen King is obviously an amazing writer. He's a very long-winded writer. Um, like his books are always like 500 words longer than or 500 pages longer than they need to be because he's very detail oriented. Drew Baker, Refractor. And some people like that. That's fine. Edson Paulino, Ray Wave. There are other writers of his genre that I kind of liked better who are a little more to the point, but I guess in his mind it didn't quite translate the same as the story or something. I don't know. It was bedtime. Yeah. All right, Rodriguez, Mejia, Bergola, Gilbert, Jackson Job, Refractor. All right, last pack of box 3. Churio, Vasquez, Acosta, Guzman, Noel Refractor, Marco Luciano, Ray Wave. What was the other one? It was Love Boat and Fantasy Island, wasn't it? Weren't they back to back? Like Love Boat was on at like 9 and Fantasy Island at 10 or something like that. It's so funny. I can't remember people's names who I met yesterday, but I can remember like TV lineups from like 1981 because it was different back then with TV. I mean, our whole lives kind of revolved around like 12 programs that were on TV. I've said it before, like acting's actually like a legitimate profession now. There's so much work out there for actors. Is like when we were kids, there was like literally like 15 shows you could be on, and that was about it. Biddison, Schultz, Arias, and for the Reds, Justin Boyd first. 53 of 199 for Joseph. King of Queen and Friends, yeah. Well, Friends was what, Thursday night, wasn't it? With Seinfeld and them, wasn't that? Reggie Crawford first, Ray Wave for the Giants. Newhart. But wait, Friends was Thursday night, right? With Friends was at 8 o'clock. Seinfeld was at 9. Who's in between? Oh man, there's something to try and remember. Not that I ever saw the shows. I was working all the time, but I know my wife liked Friends. Kumar Rocker Refractor first. Yeah, no, a lot of them don't translate so well, but the 70s and early 80s shows particularly are there because there is some stuff like movies and TV shows that translate fine. You know, like I think Back to the Future you can watch anytime. I mean, there's a few cheesy effects in it that they wouldn't do nowadays, but I mean the movie itself, just the story and everything else translates fine. It's just some of them are really cheesy. Baria, Blackjack for Seattle, Alex DeJesus Refractor. Newhart was good. Newhart was the one at the end, right? He woke up. It was like the whole thing was supposed to be a dream or whatever. That was a clever ending to that one. All right. Cermak, Schobel, Hassel. Anthony Hall Refractor first for the Yanks. Cabrera or Ray Wave. My other brother Daryl. Yeah, it was a good one. Newhart was good. You know that I actually read an article like a year or two ago that Friends and Seinfeld are still like even in streaming the two most watched shows like there is out there. That's why like Bryce Hubbard Refractor first like Seinfeld in their last re-up for streaming they got like $500 million or something like that for wherever it's on Netflix or I think it's Netflix because it's still like the most watched show on there. Cuvée. Like that's pretty insane. Like you're talking about a show at this point that's 25 working on 30 years old, and is still that popular. And I mean, granted, you have people my age who watch it in reruns and this and that, but I mean, you talk about the gift that keeps on giving, man. Those people got paid 80 times over for those shows. That's all you got to do is be on one successful television show, and you live off the royalties for the rest of your life. Williams, Sweeney, Luciano, Hubbard, Acuna Refract. Seinfeld is still very funny. I watched it recently, maybe about a year or so ago. I watched it all the way through. And to be honest, I don't think I had ever seen all the episodes before. Again, Seinfeld was hugely popular when I was really back in the days when I was working like 120 hours a week. So, I mean, I certainly didn't see him then. So I streamed them and watched them all the way through. It is a funny show. There's quite a reason for people to watch it. I do find it a little weird. People are like obsessed with it, like still to this day. They like quote it and stuff. And you're like, all right, the show was 25 years ago, right? You're still throwing quotes from it. Cowser, Kennedy, Walter Ford, Aqua, Amador Refractor. And Justin Campbell, first array wave for the Guardians. Back in the day, the big show in the 80s was the Cosby Show. And I don't think that would translate so good nowadays. I don't think too many people want to admit to that now. Like, Cosby Show was the biggest show in the world in the 80s, man. It was absurd how big it was. And now it's like, you bring it up to anyone like Cosby? I don't know what you're talking about. Sweeney Refractor. Mason Wynn with another huge print line in it. Wow, that's so weird. I mean, is that now I'm looking, I'm wondering, is that supposed to be like the wall or something? I don't know. It's really strange. Sims, Gutierrez, Salas, Barian, Vaquero. Did you guys see Juan DeFranco got charged yesterday in the Dominican Republic, like officially charged and arrested? And I mean, I haven't followed it that closely, but I guess whatever was going down really went down yesterday. DeLauder first, Montgomery, Parada, Invicta, Jimmy Crooks, Refractor first. I mean, I think at this point, most people figured, like, well, that's done, but I guess whatever, I guess they were still investigating or whatever. I think if you're, personally, I think if you're holding on to any of your Wander, like in the hopes of there being some mistake, at this point, I think you can pretty much guarantee. Take what you can get at this point, boys. If you can get something, take it. What did I see? The dude from Filth Bomb, he had bought last year, like 2 months before the whole Wander Franco thing went down, he bought the platinum one of one for like $4,000. He made a video about it. It's on Instagram. And he bought it, and it was about a month or so before everything happened with Wander. And he just sold it online he got $172 for it. I'm actually shocked somebody paid 172 bucks. I was actually pretty shocked when I heard that he got that much for it. So I don't know if you still got some Wander stuff out there and want to claim a few pennies on the dollar. You might be the time to do it before they actually put him in prison or try him anyway. I guess that's what's next, the trial. All right, box number 5. Mambo number 5. Ooh, come on, give us another auto, man. Autos aren't easy to hit out of these boxes. I'm glad we got 2. Get another one. All right, what do we got going again? See, this is where it's weird. Stick. Come on. Cade Horner for the Cubbies to 499. It's funny because in the last year or so, whenever Wander's been talked about, we've always had 1 or 2 people like chime in. Well, some people think it's a shakedown and this and that, and maybe it still is. Who knows? But whatever it is, he's been officially charged. So I don't know if there's any way for things to get better from that. All right. Simpson, Muncie, Salas, Miller, and Pintar. I honestly think I might be posting a few things this weekend. See if I can get a couple bucks for them. Verdugo, Cowser, Reggie Crawford, first Aqua for San Francisco. Dylan Lesko, and Dominic Keegan for Tampa Bay. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore. Man, I haven't seen that forever. Something tells me that would hold up. Mary Tyler Moore. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure the humor is different, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like maybe that would. Montgomery, King, Green, DeLauder, Rodriguez refractor. All right, Cermak, Serda, Hassel, Coffee, Sonny DeChara, first refractor. Jason Dominguez, Ray Wave for the Yanks. DeAndre, Luciano, Schultz, Gutierrez, Crooks, Vasquez, Rincones, Jung. Bernabel, Sweeney, Johnson, Hubbard, Ryan Reckley, refractor. Yendry Rojas, Ray Wave. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, it was what it was at the time, you know. All right, Williams, Kennedy, Rocker, Detroit, Alex DeJesus, Refractor. All right, a couple packs left. Ugh, these drive me crazy. All right, Leonard, Bennett, Martinez, Duncan, Lipscomb, Refractor, rookie or Refractor first. Logan Tanner, Raywave first. And fall asleep. That's a good way to do it. At worst, it's a good sleeping aid, or at best. Jackson Holiday paper. All right, Amador, Alcantara, Hall, Gilbert, Mounts first, Refractor. All right, last pack. All right, Schobel, Harpy. What's this? Huh. Kevin Parada image variation for the Mets. He's got the Mets. Edward. Little last pack mojo. It's a cool looking card, too. It's a cool picture. Do, do, do. Put your head on my shoulders. There you go for the Metsies. Nice. Jonathan Class, Aqua. Troy Melton, first Refractor. Cade Horton, first Ray Wave. That is going to do it. All righty. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. As always, I couldn't do this without you, and I do appreciate it. Please remember, head on over to the website. Grab a spot in that Series 2 break. We'd love to get that full and broke this weekend sometime. We will be back. Like I said, usually we're here tomorrow, but we're not going to be. We'll be back on Saturday. So please stay safe, stay healthy out there. And bear with me for a sec while I put a little hit recap together. I always forget about the 8 billion top loaders this break takes. Here. Alrighty. Hit recap for 2022 Bowman Draft 5 Lite Hobby Box Break number 12. All right, so these are all first refractors. Oh, wait, that one's not, sorry. Milton, Savino, Rocker, Hubbard, Crooks, Chara, Lipscomb, Melton, they'll all be top loaded. All right. And then these are all first Ray Wave refractors, which will also all be top loaded. The Lauder, Biddison, Gilbert, Williams, Crawford, Dominguez, Cade Horton. And then these are all Aquas parallels. Cesar Prado, Baez, Hernandez, Elijah Green, Walter Ford, Reggie Crawford, and Jonathan Class. We did have 3 Jackson Holiday papers. I'll be top loaded also. And then hits, we had to $4.99 Cade Horton, Everson Arteaga, and Blaze Jordan. For the Reds, Justin Boyd to $1.99, Thomas Harrington to $2.50. The Kevin Parada image variation for the Mets, and Kumar Rocker mood ring. Roderick Arias we had for the Yankees to $75, and then we had 2 autographs, Josh Kasevich for Toronto and Victor Scott II for the Cardinals. All righty, folks. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I could not do this without you. Please stay safe, stay healthy out there, and we'll hope to see you all on Saturday night. Have a great night. Take care.